Good morning, dear students. Welcome to biology lesson. Today, our new chapter number 2, that is metabolism. Well, in our previous chapter, we learned about the cell and their components like plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and different type of cell organelles. Along with that, we learned about microtubules, which can support to give a cell a particular shape. Then we also learn about the transport of molecules through the membrane. So I hope you understand everything is well. Today we're going to talk about metabolism. Okay, this metabolism, we're using this term to describe all the chemical reactions involved to maintain living state of a cell or an organism. Let's give a clear definition of metabolism. So here, some of all biochemical processes that occur within a cell or organism. You can have a look the word sum of all biochemical processes. Normally, all living organisms or within a cell, there will be more many types of the biochemical processes. So these all biochemical processes, we are using a word that is metabolism. For example, let's say digestion. Digestion is a process. In this process, there are so many metabolisms, like different type of biochemical processes. Example, carbohydrate metabolism, like how the carbohydrate degraded as a simple molecules, like as a sugars. And one more example is protein metabolism, how the proteins will degrade as a simple molecule, and lipid metabolism. So these all type of the metabolisms, like biochemical like processes, reactions, we call as metabolism. So here in the respiration also, there are a lot of biochemical reactions occurs, like how the blood cells get the oxygen and how the blood cells release the oxygen, and at the same time how the blood cells get react with the oxygen and they form some kind of the components. So these all kind of the biochemical processes or reactions we call as metabolism. Once again, we're gonna give the definition of metabolism. Metabolism is sum of all biochemical processes that occur within a cell or organisms. So these all chemical reactions are performed by a cell or organism, and the main purpose of these metabolisms are: one, extract energy, or either synthesize organic molecules. Extract energy or synthesize organic molecules. So these are the two main purposes of these biochemical process, like metabolism, these chemical reactions. So some of the chemical reactions, they extract the energy, means they release the energy, and some biochemical reactions, they use the energy. So these all biochemical reactions, they work on two principles. One is they extract the energy, or they synthesize the organic molecules. Well, metabolism involves two categories of reaction. So one category of the reaction is anabolism. Sorry. Yeah. So one type of the category of metabolism, or one is anabolism, and the second one is catabolism. So, well, let's see what is anabolism and what is catabolism. Okay, here, anabolism is a type of metabolic reaction in which complex molecules are synthesized from simple ones. Means, so these simple molecules, they they absorb some energy and they synthesize a complex type of a molecule. Means complex molecules are synthesized from simple molecules. The best example for this anabolism is photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, plants, they get carbon dioxide from air and they get water from soil, and these two are simple molecules. So by using these simple molecules, the plant gets the energy from the sunlight. So here the sunlight, by using of this sunlight energy, they produce glucose molecule. This glucose molecule is a complex molecule. By the same time, they produce some byproducts, that is oxygen and water also. So in this reaction, we are seeing these two simple molecules, carbon dioxide, water, by using some energy, light energy, they synthesize this complex molecule, that is the glucose, and in this reaction, the byproducts are oxygen and water. So anabolic pathways consumes energy to build complicated molecules. So these are the glucose is a complicated molecule from simple compounds. Simple compounds are carbon dioxide and water. So this is the best example. Photosynthesis is the best example for anabolism or anabolic reaction. Well, let's go for the second reaction, that is catabolism. So here, in catabolic reactions, complex molecules degraded as simple ones. It is a quite opposite to the anabolism. In anabolism, simple molecules, they form complex molecules. Complex molecules are synthesized from simple ones. So here, in a catabolism, complex molecules degraded as simple ones. The best example for this catabolism is cellular respiration. So the cellular respiration normally occurs in plants and animals, mostly in a living organism. So when you observe this reaction, so here the glucose is a complex molecule. So by joining with the oxygen, this complex molecule degraded as a simple molecule like carbon dioxide and water. So in this reaction, they release energy. So there is a small difference between the anabolism and catabolism. These anabolic reactions, they need energy to synthesize complex molecules. When comes about the catabolism, these complex molecules degraded as simple ones, and in this reaction, they release energy. So, this energy is stored in organic molecules until needed to do work in a cell. For example, this energy is stored in a form of ATP. So generally, you know that all living organisms, they use energy in a form of ATP. So during this catabolism reaction, these catabolic reactions release this energy. This energy is stored in organic molecules such as ATP. So this ATP stores the energy until needed to do work in a cell. When the cell need to do some work, when the cell needs to use energy, then this ATP will provide this energy to the reactions. Okay, I hope you understand the difference between the anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism and catabolism both are two categories of reactions in metabolism. So anabolism is like complex molecules are synthesized from the simple ones. The best example is photosynthesis, and catabolism is quite opposite to the anabolism. So in catabolic reactions, complex molecules are degraded as simple ones. The best example is cellular respiration. So you must focus on this one. Anabolism, anabolic reactions, they need energy, and catabolic reactions, they release energy. Well, so as I told you, this energy is stored in the ATP, isn't it? So this energy is stored in the ATP within the bonds of those molecules. Like so, ATP is nothing but the complete name of the ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. So here the word is triphosphate means there is a three phosphate bonds attached to the adenosine. So means so these phosphate bonds they store the energy which comes from the these catabolic reactions. Means the reaction when the catabolic reactions release the energy, that energy is stored in the ATP. So this ATP has three phosphate bonds. So this bond stores the energy. So when the ATP like some kind of metabolic reactions like when the body wants to use this ATP break down, and when the ATP is break down the bonds, each bond give energy. Well, let's see the major metabolic activities in an organism result the following. So what are the main importance of these metabolic activities in an organism? The first one is biosynthesis of organic molecules. So, for example, when comes about the plants and some algae and some kind of the photosynthetic bacteria, so they use the anabolic reaction, anabolism or anabolic reaction to synthesis of organic molecules. Earlier, I told you, so in anabolic reactions, plants produce the glucose. In the similar way, so some organisms they use these metabolic activities for the biosynthesis of organic molecules. Then the second one is degradation of ingested materials. So here Uh, Most of the animals, when they have their food in the during digestion process, so all the complex nutrients, like for example carbohydrates, like a starch, proteins, and lipids, they will degraded as a simple molecule by the process of this metabolic activity. Then the third one is formation of storage molecules. So after this digestion process, so our body cannot use all these nutrients. So these nutrients, some of the nutrients or glucose molecules, they will store in our body in a form of fat. So for this formation of the fats, for the storage molecules, so they use this metabolic activity. The fourth one is detoxification of ingested or synthesized toxic molecules. During so many metabolic reactions, uh, living cells or organisms, they release some toxins. So these toxins should be detoxified because these toxins, the toxins always cause some harmful effects to the cell. So to avoid these harmful effects, so there should be some metabolic activities which can do the detoxification of toxic molecules. Best example when comes about these peroxisomes, okay, and peroxisomes and these lysosomes, so they are detoxifying some these toxins, isn't it? So this detoxification also by the metabolic activity and removal of waste molecules from the body. This is the fifth uh, major metabolic activities of this an organism: removal of waste molecules from the body, like excretion process. For example, when comes to the humans, already we have the excretory process. So the kidneys, every time they filter our blood to remove these excess salts and some toxins. So during this process, there is a lot of metabolic activity. So by these are the main importance why the metabolic activities needed for an organism. Okay. Well, before going to talk about other topic, we should know during these metabolic activities, some metabolic activities they use energy, some metabolic activities they release energy. So here we have to know about the basic lines about the energy. Let's go back to the chemistry or physics. You have this topic in the chemistry and physics. Let's have a look about the energy. So here, the definition of the energy is the capacity to perform work. So this capacity, it should be bring about change to make things happen. For example, if you want to lift something, if you want to lift uh, a telephone, you are using energy. So here you have the capacity to perform work. And here the change, you are lifting the phone, means here you are making a change on the location of the phone and to make things happen. So this is the definition of energy. Energy is the capacity to perform work, to bring about change, to make things happen. Well, all cells use energy such as a growing leaf. For example, you can observe a plant. When the plant is growing, you can see the leaf birds, like a small leaf. They are using the energy to become big. And even though when the plants are flowering, when the plants are making the flowers, to make the flowers, they also use the energy. And when a man is doing some work, like either he is doing some activities like walking, jogging, or running, he using energy. So normally, this energy exists in many forms like chemical energy, light energy, electric energy, heat energy, nuclear energy, and mechanical energy. Like there are so many forms of this energy. So these energies we are like treating as a potential and kinetic energies. You know very well about these words, potential and kinetic energies. So well, so every type of the energy, every form of energy, they has their own measures. For example, this light energy they measured in the units of candle. So this electric energy they used they measured in a form of watts, watts or kilowatts. So in the mechanical energy we are measuring in the units of joules. So like this, each form of energy they have their own measuring units. But most convenient way is in terms of heat energy. Why? Why it is the heat energy is the most convenient way? Because every type of this energy forms finally they can easily turn as a heat energy. So that's why we are taking the consideration of heat energy to measure. So this measuring of heat energy is very easy to explain things. So that's why all other forms of energy can be converted into heat energy. So according to the thermodynamics, the unit of heat energy is calorie. So with the units of heat energy is calorie. So let's have a look of what is the definition of the calorie. So here a single calorie is the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water from 14.5 degrees centigrade to 15.5 degrees centigrade. So this is the definition of calorie. So normally the units in biological terms, in biological terms, we are not using the calories, but we are using kilocalories. So that's why when you are seeing the food labels, whatever the food you are eating or whatever the drinks you are drinking, you can see the food label. Normally, every product they're giving the food labels. On the food labels, you can see so how much the food contains, how much energy, kilocalories, or they are mentioning in a kilojoules. Okay, so in biological terms, we are not using the word calories, but we are using the word is the kilocalorie. So this kilocalorie is equal to 1000 calories. 1000 calorie. So normally the food calories is written in the word calorie, but what is the difference between the normal calorie and food calorie? The food calorie they are mentioning with the letter C in big capital letters. Okay, the letter C is in big means the capital letter C means that is equal to 1 kilocalorie. 1 kilocalorie. You have to remember 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1000 normal calories. So here we are using the both words 1 kilocalorie or we are using the word calorie with the letter C, the big letter C, capital letter C means this one big letter C calorie, food calorie or 1 kilocalories is equal to 1000 calories. These both words are same. Kilocalorie and this big letter C calorie both are same. These both are equal to 1000 normal calories. Well, here I am going to give one uh, simple exercise for you. Have a look. So this is a food label. So in the food label, you are seeing this the food having 230 calories. 230 calories. So means these 230 calories are equal. We can write as also kilocalories. If the if I want to make you to convert into normal calories, how you gonna do? Just think it. I want to make you convert these food calories, like big letter C calories, into normal calories. Means 230 times 1000, 1000. So that is equal to a normal calorie. Okay, well, so here these chemical reactions, like in a metabolic activities, these chemical reactions can be classified as either exergonic reactions or endergonic reactions based on free energy. Based on free energy, the chemical reactions in metabolism, there are two types. One is exergonic reactions and second one is endergonic reactions. So let's talk about what is the free energy. Free energy is the amount of energy available to do work under the conditions of biochemical reactions. Okay, let's say, so here in photosynthesis, photosynthesis is a kind of uh, anabolic reaction, isn't it? So in anabolic reactions, we know that uh, complex molecules are synthesized to form simple ones. So in this reaction, they need energy. So here, so this energy we can call as a free energy. So this amount of free energy available to do work to this reaction under the conditions of biochemical reaction, because photosynthesis is a type of biochemical reaction. So this type of the energy, like the energy which can available to perform a reaction, either anabolism or catabolism. So that type of the energy we call as free energy. Based on free energy, there are two types of the reactions. One is exergonic and second one is endergonic. So these exergonic reactions are spontaneous reactions, means so these reactions happen all of sudden, spontaneous. So when this reaction occurs, we can see a lot of energy released right away. For example, I want to make a fire, like a fire. I will collect the wood and I'm going to make a fire. So when I make a fire, you can see, so this fire release the heat energy and same time light energy. So this type of the reactions we call as exergonic reactions. Exergonic reactions are always spontaneous and they release net energy. They release energy right away. And when comes about the endergonic reactions are non-spontaneous, means they are plants. So according to the plants, so these reactions occur step by step. So during these reactions, they use the energy from the environment or surrounding. So endergonic reactions are non-spontaneous chemical reactions. So they absorb the energy from the surroundings, like a photosynthesis. So in the photosynthesis, the reactions occur step by step. Then they are using this energy from the sunlight, like surroundings. So, well, here, um, as you know that energy can be changed from one form to another form in a nature. Even though in a living organisms, the energy can change from one form to other form. So these are the examples. So how the energy will change in the nerve and brain. The chemical energy is changed, they transform into electrical energy. In kidneys, the chemical energy is transformed into mechanical. In muscles, also chemical energy is transformed into mechanical. In inner ear, mechanical energy transformed into electrical. Retina is a part of eye, so the energy converts into light, transformed into light to electrical. In tongue and nose, the chemical energy transformed into electrical. So, well, this is about our lesson today, and we're gonna learn more clear things about this energy transformation in the next lesson. So, today I will upload a worksheet uh, about our previous lesson, like from the cell, the micro universe. So just have a look this worksheet and send it back to me as soon as possible. Okay, thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, have a good day. See you in the next class. Bye bye.